future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
What's this?
Woo!
What's this? I'm Kathy Deach.
And I am Eva Tingley.
And
you guys
we
know that,
have
right?
I think, do they got it down yet?
I mean, you guys should,
You
honestly.
know, but Britney is kind of bringing the first time love because
It feels like it.
She's like a youngin'. She's like younger than a lot of our guests have been.
She's younger than
than other people. If you're wondering who we're talking about, the lovely lady of wrestling on the show Glow, now streaming on
Gorgeous
network.
ladies of
yes,
wrestling.
gorgeous ladies of wrestling. That's what Glow stands for. It was an actual wrestling show.
Yeah, in the 80s.
And there is now a Netflix series about it, and she plays Carmen on that.
Yeah.
Brittany Young is here.
Woo!
Yes!
We are so excited, you guys. We have all the questions, but if you have any questions, send them our way on Facebook because that's where we're checking them.
Yes. So it's facebook.com/+this show.
Yes. If you're watching this on YouTube
Yes.
or on UBN.
Or on UBN. But there was a big week for us this week. So
Yeah.
many things went down. And I don't know if you've noticed, but we're a little cash today because we have we're
very
really
French.
cute. We're very French.
I'm like a mime over here.
I know, and we both kind of wear the same makeup, which I find fascinating.
I don't know what I'm doing. Mime dancing.
She's doing like Vogue miming.
I'm doing Vogue mime. It's French.
It's French. It's French. It's Vogue mom. But we both have a sensible red lip. Like there's something that
Well, and if you can't see us, I'm wearing a black and white striped, gorgeous Melissa Massey
tunic. Yes.
And you are wearing, and it says the future is female, embroidered in red.
And I'm wearing a cute little gray tee that says equality. And Melissa made these. It's so funny because all of a sudden she had all this embroidered t-shirt stuff
this
in her.
gear.
Yeah,
it
this
was
gear
so
and
beautiful.
sweatshirts and so cute.
First of all, the fabrics are unbelievably
It's so
soft and
soft.
creamy and
I know.
amazing.
Like Snuggle Bunny.
Yes.
I know. They're amazing. I love wearing her clothes.
I know, her
but
clothes are amazing.
but it was kind of her stuff is pretty zhuzhy. Like it's not really casual. Like
Right,
that's
yeah.
not her thing. So it was like everywhere, and I was like, "What's going on?" And it ends up, and she was being so shy about it, guys.
I know. We kind of had to be like, tell us about it. What's going on? Why do you have this embroidered? Why are these cool? Why are they embroidered with fierce sayings?
Yes, and she's made them to give 20% of the proceeds to Glisten, which is an anti-bullying charity. And they've been around forever. And I just love that she's done that. So go look at melissamassey.com.
Yeah, and she gives 20% of the proceeds to Glisten.
Yeah.
So go buy a shirt, melissamassey.com.
Yeah,
Do
they're
it.
really cute. And we're going to talk more about
And
that
they're
later.
so cute. Yeah.
Yeah, we do really love it. We love it. I love touching it. I'm just touching
you probably
it. I
can't
love
even
it.
see it because his microphone's in the way, but it's real cute.
It is. It is
The
really,
future
really
is
cute.
female.
That's a great
Boom.
one. Yeah, and one said feminist. Yeah.
And I'm wearing this fierce red belt. You can't
Guys,
see
we're
it. You
gonna
guys
take
can't see it.
pictures. You're gonna take pictures on Instagram. We swear to God. Then you'll get a better look at all of our tatas that are embroidered right now. So, one of the interesting things, actually, Eva found it this week, was an Huffington Post article. The writer is Teresa S. Porter, and it was about the feeling that you're too fat to be photographed.
That was a hard one for me.
I'm sure
Because I think that, for a long time, I kind of felt the same way. Like, I'd be like, I still don't super love candid photos of me. And I don't know why. I just kind of, feel like, it's not, I don't really like the way I look in that, usually. Sometimes I'm like, I'm laughing. That looks great. But if I'm just sitting there, usually I have resting bitch face. So I don't like the way I look.
I usually am looking crazy and squished
I always
up.
look mad for some reason, and I'm not. I'm genuinely not. Generally not in a mad state of mind. So I feel in every time someone takes a candid photo of me, I'm probably engaged. So I'm
right.
I'm making
You're
this
just really
engaged
listening
face.
You're
Yeah.
listening hard face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just don't like candid
For
photos.
sure.
So I get I understand what she means when she says that she doesn't want us to have photos of herself. But like in a family photo, I'm not taking family photos, but like to go to that extreme where you won't even be in a family photo because you think I'm too fat to be photographed.
Yeah, and she
broke my heart.
And she had a turnaround when she had a car accident.
She had a car accident where she almost died.
And then all of a sudden was like, I have to celebrate my life. Like, what am I doing? I'm missing from the record of my life because I won't be in any pictures. So then she nailed a picture. They're like this awesome picture. And I understand that because my family. You can see it
right now. It's on right now.
On the screen right now. And I have a family photo. I'm from a large family. So I have 3 brothers and a sister, and my mom and dad are together and alive and well, God bless. And all of my siblings have a significant other. So there was one picture that all of us literally look amazing. Our faces are amazing. It was like that.
That's hard to do because like usually someone's like,
there's one
veto.
person. There's one person who like was squinty or was, laughing too hard or not laughing at all or looking somewhere else. And this picture literally is like, and that's a lot of people. If you just counted all those people, I just named it 7 people plus 4 significant others. That's a lot of people. And this picture is amazing. But she also got an amazing photo and was having a hard time with it. But then she realized, and you had brought that up to
me. So what I loved about it was, well, first of all, she said like her mom, when she survived the accident, her mom said, I'm just really glad that my family is still whole. And so they took this family photo, and when she saw it, she realized like that's what my mom sees when she sees this photo. She sees her whole family. My dad sees his happy family that he's worked for his whole life, and her husband sees like how uncannily he looks like her dad, and her brother sees how he got away with wearing shorts in the photo. And she was like, and you know what no one is looking at this photo and going, look at how fat I look.
Right And that's like our own psychosis usually.
I mean, and how egotistical is that that's what we do, that we're like, oh, everyone's looking at me and thinking,
the ego is tricky.
Look at how fat I am.
The ego,
but really no one is. Everyone's looking at their damn self.
Totally. We always think of the ego as being something that's like so positive and like, oh, she's so egomaniacal. She thinks so well of herself. The ego is actually the other way too, which is it's so focused on you that you think terrible things too. And I think that is such a wake up call that like everyone had those things to say, but no one said, anything about the way she looked. And she looks adorable. It's a great photo.
No, it's a great family photo where they're all kind of like in the middle of the street and just like loving on each other, like a big family hug. And like that's what I saw. I was like, oh, they like each other.
Yeah, it's gonna make me think the next time I sort of like avoid a photo with my family, because I do. Because when I'm at home, I let it all hang out. Like when
you're asleep half the time, so let's not play. Like I see basically when you go home, you're asleep.
And they take pictures of me while I'm sleeping.
With your mouth open, with your nephew on your lap.
I'm always exhausted, always running from state to state as I go. I go from like New York to Philly to Jersey to Philly. It's crazy. But I tend to avoid it because I do let everything hang out. I really relax and don't do all of this drama. So
I don't do this until Thursday. My poor, I work for a photographer part-time, and she's just like, do you just roll out of bed and come here? Is that what happens here?
Yeah. Guys, we're fooling all of you by our Instagram photos. We just want to let you know that. But we haven't done this segment in a really long, no. I'm sorry. I almost skipped it. So this is sort of connected to that awesome photo that like over 3,000 people liked on our
the
Instagram.
The sexual couple, one. Yeah.
I mean, it is, but I just feel like it's just more sexy than sexual to me. I don't know. I mean, I guess it is sexual.
I mean, he looks like he's going down on her.
Does he? I didn't see that.
I guess I
did. Okay. Oh, were they?
Yeah.
But I think that this is also tied to that, and that we have a picture of you with Peter when you guys like literally first met, right?
Yeah.
You work for a photographer.
Yes, this is before I worked for her.
Oh.
You can see it on your screen right now. Peter and I met in September, and in the following January, I went to go get some headshots with her. And Peter was there for like 10 seconds, jumped in, put this hat on. She took like 10 photos, and this was one of them, and it's like one of our favorite photos of us.
And you're just so happy and cute and alive.
I mean, we're for our very firstly dating there, like 4 months dating.
It's really, really cute.
And he like loves me so much, and I think you can see it in the
yeah,
photos,
and I think that we don't see that in media, in in magazine pages, on websites, in stock photos. So
Right.
we wanted to ask you guys: do you think that you could take pictures with your booze, and they could be guys, they could be girls, like whoever? So just tag us in Plus This Show. At Plus This Show is our Instagram handle, and like let us know. And I'm gonna do a whole day where I just retweet pictures of couples.
Yeah, so if you make sure you're tagging us, because we want to see it, and we want to repost it, and we want to see how cute you are with your boo or bae or whatever you said. You youngins, whatever you
plus
youngins.
this booze, plus this bae. If you hashtag that would be cute too. That would be cute.
That'd be so cute.
And this is a segment we haven't done in like a really, really long time.
Yes.
And it's kind of epic and gonna make us really mad. So get ready for Plus This, bitches.
Plus this, bitches!
We're done. Over it.
Oh my God. We were like, first of all, Kathy and I were like just mad about it, just to each other. We're just like yelling at each other, being like, ah! We're like, okay, wait, so this is going to be a Plus This, bitches, right? Because we're just like
just
mad
raging,
at it.
Just like there was like flames happening
and
everywhere.
there were so many layers to it.
So many layers. There's so many
And
layers of busted.
It actually started like a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And then kind of like built and built and built. And then we were like, bah!
Exactly, because then it hits, this other thing happened. So let's start off.
Okay, yeah.
It is about Rihanna.
It's about Riri, who, you know,
Is a
fierce.
style icon. I mean, literally, she's like on everyone's list of like, everybody wants to throw clothes at her because she's such a forward thinker. And
Yeah,
such
she's
an
always
artist.
like killing it,
Yeah.
right?
So she has not been in the spotlight. And when
She's not been on tour for a while.
She hasn't. And when she came like out into like a public event, she had clearly put on pounds.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
10 sizes.
No. Wait, first of all, like 3. I mean, like, you know, when you're like a toothpick and then you're like, then maybe you like look a little bit chubbier than you normally do. But
yeah, like her
honestly,
her racks looks amazing.
Oh, her rack was
Yeah.
like, boop,
totally. She's like, bam, with
Yeah.
her, with her
Yes.
rack. So we had someone who like is a blogger or something, like kind of make a clickbait title that said like, you know, plus size Rihanna on the red carpet, and I was like, what? Like, and everyone was kind of like,
and I was like, this is gonna be a joke.
yeah. So obviously we were like, haha, whatever. Like, she's not even like curve model big. Do you know what I mean? She's not even like plus size model big.
No, she went from like a size 0 to a size 1, and they're like, bitch got fat.
Right. So
I mean, whatever.
So then on her friends, it was her friends.
Yeah, it was her friend's Instagram.
Instagram that showed her going into like a 7-Eleven type store.
Yeah, they were in a convenience store.
And
liquor
she
store,
already
whatever.
had like 3 snacks in her hand, and she was like kind of mad there wasn't something else that she wanted. And her friend kind of like reads her and it's like, you really complaining about that with
No,
her?
she was like, it's been 3 seconds. You already have 4 snacks in your hand. And her friend's like, don't judge her. Don't judge her.
It was
So it
adorable.
was like really cute.
It was like
just
friends
playful
hanging
friends.
out.
Yeah.
Adorable. So then it became people talking about how she is like literally letting herself go. Like she's becoming somebody who promotes obesity.
No, who glorifies
obesity.
in her size 3 shorts. She's glorifying obesity.
And then there was this website that is a sports website. What the heck?
Barstool, yeah.
I mean, just vomits right now. It's this. All of this is so jockstrap head. It's like completely disgusting.
Oh, it's totally frat boy.
Total
douchebaggy,
brotastic, douchey. All the
I
people.
mean, first of all, when you read the guy's name who wrote it, I was like typing it up on our Run a Show, and I'm just like, douche. What's his name? What is his name? Spags. It's written by Spags. That tells you everything you need to know about the guy. Spags
is the
just
name
100% douchery
of the person who wrote this blog, which apparently in charge of Barstool, a sports website, doesn't care about his blog content and doesn't check it ahead of time. And this guy posted it, and everyone was like, "What?"
Because they were like, "Fat shamer,"
which they should have been, because the things that he said that he had on there were like, you know, he was trying to kid around and say, oh, is Rihanna going to try to be one of these big girls who are naked taking pictures of themselves now?
Yeah,
is
like
she
on
trying to
Instagram?
be trending? I mean,
Oh, what? No, but he like specifically said like, is Rihanna making fat the new trend?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
is she making fat trendy?
I mean,
Like, no, bitch, we've been making it trendy.
We've been making it trendy. Relax yourself.
Yeah.
And he basically wrote a bunch of terrible, awful, fat shaming jokes. But then the guy Dave.
Oh wait, no wait.
El Presidente.
El Prez Portnoy, another big fat fucking douche.
He literally was like, did a whole article about explaining why he took it down, and he was like, I didn't have a problem with what he was saying, it just wasn't funny enough. This bitch. I mean, are you kidding me?
First of all, Kathy and I are like, so if he was more funny with his fat shaming, then you would have been okay.
Then you would have been like, har har har, look at how great this blog is.
We're making fun of fat girls. I mean, first of all, there's no funny in fat shaming.
No, and it's her life, and you don't own her body in any way.
No, in any way.
And what does that have to do with sports?
I know. Why is
What does it have to do with sports? I mean, honestly, like, I'm gonna have an Oprah moment.
What Rihanna is wearing have anything to do with? It's not like she was even at a sporting event.
No,
She wasn't at a sporting event.
She was like chilling in Barbados or something.
No, she was on the red carpet somewhere. She looked fierce. She looked like a freaking ballerina.
The blonde with the pink outfit.
And honestly, like, what does that have, like, why is that even on your radar?
Exactly, Barstool, take a seat.
Barstool, take a seat. Upside down, sit on the freaking bar stool.
But my favorite was Riri totally came back.
Oh, she clapped back. Boom.
And I think we have it.
Yeah, we have the picture.
We have the picture.
Oh my God, it's great. Okay, so you guys can see it now.
I mean, she is just dumb.
And she's just like, yeah, if you can't handle me at my 2007 Gucci Mane, you can't have me at my 2017 Gucci Mane.
It's really funny.
Either way you go, so.
But also, it's very interesting that that man looked like that in both those photos, right?
Right, yeah.
And no one makes any comment. That Barstool.com wasn't making a comment about that. You weren't writing an article, Spags, about that shit.
Yes, Spags and El Prez. Just go do your douchery elsewhere.
Honestly, I'm exhausted from my rage.
I mean, it's just so freaking stupid.
Over someone, by the way, who is not even remotely plus size. I mean, that's the thing.
I mean, not even
me.
borderline.
Not even.
She's not even a size 8 to be model borderline.
Exactly.
I mean, give me a freaking break.
Why are we so uptight about people needing to stay in a lane? Like,
and what is wrong? Even if she did put on a few pounds, even if she did become plus size,
yeah, would that have been?
It's
terrible?
her fucking body.
It's her body. Whatever.
She can do whatever she wants with her damn body.
Whatever she wants.
We're just raging over here.
Oh my God, I can't.
Okay, I think we should take a break and then bring back freaking Britney.
Okay, we're gonna come back. Britney Young, right here in the hot seat when we come back.
Woo-hoo.
Plus this.
You know that 67% of American women are size 14 and above.
You mean they look like this?
Yeah, girl.
So then where are we in television and film?
And where are we in fashion magazines and clothing stores?
Yeah.
So we want to help out entertainment and fashion and media. Catch the F up.
Topics get hot. We want to hear what y'all have to say.
And they will get hot.
Absolutely.
I have a question for you. It's kind of like a dirty little one. So if you had to do a love scene with somebody else famous, who would it be?
Oscar Isaac.
Love how I asked you that and you had an answer like right away.
We sang, we laughed, we cried.
You gotta go back. No, we didn't cry.
We didn't cry.
Everybody should be able to be seen in, I mean, maybe not every single campaign, but let's try to include it in as many campaigns as we can.
Witchy poo, we told you.
We're just putting it in the cauldron for you.
We're gonna get those candles. Yeah. People are having sex with us. We need to show that we're like part of this society, and being sexual is part of that.
Absolutely.
So tough titty, you're fucking uncomfortable.
Watch a fat girl love herself.
Applause,
But just us.
Just us applauding.
Thanks. So good.
Plus this. Hi, we're back. Plus this.
Yeah, we are. We're back. I'm like speechless still. Wasn't long enough break, guys.
We'll shake it off eventually.
We will. We
Maybe
will.
our guest will have some things to say about it.
Ooh, let's bring her on.
She's got a penny-ons.
She's got a penny-ons.
We're French today.
We're
Did you
French,
remember?
we're
We're French.
French.
Oui. Shout out for the penny-ons.
We're so stupid. Okay, let's bring on our guest.
Yes, she is now
streaming
on Netflix in the amazing runaway hit, frankly. Everyone's obsessed
If you're
with
not
it.
watching it, go after our show. Go on Netflix. Watch it.
Glow. She
You
plays
can like bust
Carmen.
through it. 30-minute episodes.
Yeah,
Just like
it's not that
crank
much
it
of your
out.
life. And it's so good.
And it's so fun.
And you just want the next one to go. It's amazing.
Oh, as soon as it ends, you're like, okay, and when is next
when is
season
that
coming
happening?
out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
it's
exciting.
really fun.
So, please welcome Britney Young to our studio.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
It actually matches the painting behind
I
her so
know.
perfectly.
She knows
She must
our
have known.
palette.
She
I
must
know.
have known.
Palette.
She watched. She was like, "Oh, I better wear those."
I had a vibe.
Yeah.
Strong vibe.
You
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
did. You really did.
sure did.
We're so glad that you're here. Now, I want to start with you being born in Japan
Yes.
and being raised in Alaska.
Yes.
That's like
What?
all over the globe. Right there. Boom. Done. You could people have not traveled that much their entire life.
I mean, so my mom, long story short, because it's long.
I'm sure.
Okay.
My mom studied abroad in Tokyo, and my dad followed her, and they ended up staying for 16 years and having 3 kids. And then kind of got to the point where they realized a lot of kids were, after college, moving back to Japan because they didn't know how to sustain, that sounds weird, live in the States, because it's just a huge culture shock for them. So they decided they wanted us to get to know the States just in
Okay.
case we wanted to live there. So they moved us back to where my mom grew up, Alaska, and moved us to the small town of Eagle River, Alaska. If anyone from Eagle River is watching, hello.
Oh, yes.
Go Mustangs.
Of course, hometown.
Go Mustangs,
shout
I
out.
love it.
Mustangs.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So did you live in Tokyo?
Yes, we lived in Tokyo, specifically in kind of a suburb of Tokyo called
Okay.
Fuchu.
Okay.
I
Do
feel
you
like
speak Japanese?
I don't, and I'm really if I could go back in time, I would tell myself not to be impressed by Home Alone, Les Incompetents, and take French in high school and stick with Japanese, because I probably would be fluent. But now it's like if someone says something to me, I can kind of suss it out and then maybe respond in English, but it's kind of gone.
When did you make that transition?
Into French or
No.
over?
no,
What?
from Japan.
I do not
Well,
need to know your French transition.
Oui, oui.
But-
We moved over here when I was 9.
okay.
Yeah, so my sister and I came over first, and then my mom and brother came over, and then my dad came over last. So it was like a 3-year process for all of us to be back together.
That's hard.
It was
Yeah.
it was interesting.
Yeah. And then you're in
Interesting.
Alaska.
Yeah.
And then how do you
Yeah.
get from Alaska to LA?
So
Like, how? Tell us
Just
your
like a
journey.
whole other-
We're just like
a tugboat, 18
Yes,
planes.
yeah, probably.
No, so I did my last 2 years of college at USC. I was in the film school over there. And after graduating, I was like, I want to go into film. So this is kind of the place to be. So I stayed, and 8 years later,
Great.
here we are.
So did you always know you wanted to do film? Was that always on the
I
radar?
did. I mean, really, really young, like preschool, kindergarten age, I knew I wanted to be an actor. I think going into production, let's be honest, coming out of college with $60,000 worth of debt, thank you, USC,
Still paying.
I got scared. And I didn't think that I could sustain... Why do I keep on saying that word? It's making me seem really smart, but it's not the proper use. I didn't think I could live off waiting tables and auditioning. So I was, what can I do to kind of use my knowledge and still learn how film and TV is made? So I was like, oh, I'll go into production. And I spent 7 years being assistants. I was in post. I worked in accounting for a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
I just kind of jumped over all over the place.
She's so you're
She's-
in the club. Like
Yeah.
we're collecting all of
Yes.
our smart slashes. We call
Yes.
them multi-hyphenates.
Yeah, multi-hyphenates.
And
Yeah.
you're so in the
Yes, I
she's
got the
in.
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that you've done some stuff. First of all, Felicia Fasano, our favorite casting director
Yes.
in LA,
Yes.
totally was an amazing guest of ours on our show.
love her.
If you haven't seen it, please go back and on our YouTube and look it up. It's an amazing interview with her and Dana Sims. But she sends us all the most amazing people.
Yeah.
And she immediately was like, "You have to have Britney on your show." So
I seriously call her my fairy godmother, and she knows it. Like, she's helped me so much in this business. Like, she is such an amazing person.
I love that because you've done Better Things.
Yes.
Which is I was on it the first day of shooting.
Yeah.
After they got picked up, and it was like magic time.
Such a good show.
I mean, everyone there was so cool. And then you did Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which did you have to sing and dance on that show?
Which, if you don't know, that's what Felicia casts.
Yes.
She gets
She
both
wins
of those
awards
things.
for those.
Yes.
Again, if you watch the show every week, you would know this.
You would know. Yeah.
Get on it. So no, unfortunately I didn't get to sing and dance in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, but I did get to give Rachel Bloom, who plays Rebecca Bunch, the lead, who is also my boss, a black eye. And still keep my job. So that was a lot of fun.
Like a literal black eye or just gushed her a little?
I mean,
just gushed her.
You
were practicing for Glow. You didn't know.
Yeah, I was just preparing a year in advance. It's totally cool.
She just
you
like
were like
subliminally
cognitively, you were bringing it down. You were like downloading it from the universe.
That was such a fun scene. And she and I were just like, we got to go at it and we got to go at it hard. Like, we love each other, but we got to make it seem like we want to be nowhere near each other. And it was such a fun scene.
Great.
That whole entire crew, that cast is fabulous. You should be watching it if you're not. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, CW.
They're so talented.
Which is also now on Netflix, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's so...
Both seasons are on it now.
And it's good on Netflix.
Yeah.
Again, you don't want to stop watching. But let's talk about Glow.
Okay.
So... is it like shrouded in mystery when you auditioned for it? Like, was it like you don't know what it's about?
It was not at all. I mean, the only thing that was weird about it was that I got the audition sides direct from our casting director, Jen Houston, and that never usually happens. Usually it's like your agent sends it or your manager. This time they were like, no, we just go direct to the client. But no, they're very straightforward. This is a show about a 1980s women's wrestling league. Please show up with no makeup on, which I was like, ding, yes, please. And show up in comfortable clothes again, yes, please. And yeah, they sent us, I think we had to do 2 scenes and a rap. Which, if you haven't watched the original, have you guys watched the original show?
Yes.
So they would come out and kind of do like the
like
Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
we had to prepare one of those, and they sent us a little clip of it, and I watched it probably 30 times that night. Like, I was so into what these women were doing.
Had you ever watched Glow before
I
that?
didn't even know it existed.
Oh my god! So I grew up like watching. Like, I loved it. Me and my sisters would be like, watch it. Well, one of my sisters was like, we didn't watch it, and I was like, yes, we did.
You know, and you were like,
I was like, we watched it.
I
was like, you did it.
Strawberry shortcake stuff.
We watched it.
You were Care Bearing. Yeah, we were watching.
We were like wrestling each other.
Exactly. Well, I have 3 brothers, and 2 of them, one is 2.5 years older, and one is 2.5 years younger. So we were all like young at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure my mom did not want me to watch Glow because of it was like a little too sexual.
Yes.
We were very Catholic, very growing up. But my brothers were obsessed.
My parents were very deaf, so didn't know.
She was all up in that Glow.
I'm like, it's just women wrestling. Don't mind.
No big.
They're not talking about anything. I don't know. I don't know what they're saying.
So we were crazy WWF though, like Jimmy Superfly Snuka, like Rowdy Piper. Like I was like, we would be jumping off the backs of couches.
So what you're saying is that your mom was super sexist and let you watch guys wrestle, but not women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mama Deech.
Yeah.
She's grown a lot. She's grown a lot.
That's true.
Men in spandex, more appropriate for children than women in spandex.
Yes.
Right.
But
Sounds
I
like
was
your
always
house.
fascinated by it and obviously love their look. Like,
oh yeah.
I could try to do that today, guys.
Oh yeah.
With like a little bit of big hair.
Big hair spandex all day.
Did you have to do like a physical like part of an audition?
Yes, and I'm very upset about it because I mean this in a sweet way. I found out much later that I was the only girl who had to do one. And I found out I was so early in the audition process that they were like, we're going to make all the girls do this. And then it was only me. But yeah, I met with our stunt coordinator, Shauna Duggins, and then our wrestling coordinator, Chavo Guerrero Jr. And Chavo is from like a huge wrestling dynasty. Wow. Like the Guerrero family made wrestling what it is in America today.
Wow.
And they were so sweet. They're like, you're not on our insurance, so we really can't have you do too much stuff. So let's just pal around. So I did like forward rolls. I threw like a couple punches. I jumped off a ledge, like did really, really small stuff. And then before I left, I was like, Britt, you got to pick up one of these people. Like you have to show them you can pick people up. Like that's what wrestlers do.
Right.
So I looked at Shauna and I was like, Shauna, jump into my arms. And she's like, you're not on insurance. I was like, I was a former cheerleader. I can do it. Let's roll. That. And she was like, all right. And she just ran at me and I caught her. And she's like, I feel secure. This is fantastic. You're great. And I was like, cool. Chavo being the little snappy pants that he is.
He's like, slam her down!
No, he was like, do you think you could do me? And I was like, let's see. And he runs at me and I caught him. Not as easy as Shauna. But like I still had him. And I think, in all honesty, I think that's what like sealed the deal for me, was just being like, let's do it. I can do it. I believe in myself. I believe in you guys. And I think that's what really got me the role.
That's
Well,
amazing.
and do you think that, like, because you guys probably had to train for it, because your character was based on like a real, I mean, you had to like play the person who was on the actual show.
Yeah.
And like your character comes from like a long lineage of wrestlers as well.
Yeah.
So did you feel like, first of all, did you feel like you had to like honor that person who played that?
Yeah.
And then also, did you feel like pressure to look like somebody who knew what the hell they were doing?
I mean, one of our big things from the beginning was we want to be as authentic as possible. We didn't want stunt doubles. We wanted it to be us 100%. We wanted to learn how to do this. So I think there was a little bit of pressure, but it was a fun pressure. It was like, let's see how far we can push ourselves. Let's see how far we can go and make these ladies proud. And like, I've talked to a couple of the original Glow girls, and they're like blown away. They were just saying how fantastic the show was, how great we were in the ring, how proud they were. And it's like that, like, I could care less. Well, I mean, I scratch that. I appreciate that everybody loves the show, but to hear that they are proud of us,
Yeah, of
like
course.
really,
Notch.
was like a
Yeah.
moment for me. And I was like, okay, thank you.
We have a photo of her. Did you pull that up, Jarvis? We have a great photo of of the original.
Yes.
Machu Picchu. Is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Machu
Guys,
Picchu.
why do I have like synapse problems? Like I get
fine.
nervous with other
You're
languages. My brain goes meow. It's really bad. It does. So relax. Kathy's just
Wait,
crashing
I just have
things.
to say that there is somebody who has posted on our Facebook page that they wouldn't mind if you caught them.
Oh, are you single? Let's
I am
segue into
single.
that.
Okay.
Oh, but it goes both ways.
Yeah, you got to catch two.
Be prepared for me to be caught. Just saying.
Yeah. Gotta bring it.
Equal pay,
Yes.
equal catching.
Amazing. I love the thought of you guys literally doing like a show within a show,
Yeah.
right? So you were also rehearsing the way your characters were rehearsing.
Yes.
Like that really is like a whoa.
Yes.
Like where
It's so
lines-
meta.
It's so meta.
So meta.
Was it
So
getting
meta.
blurred? Did you feel like did they ever catch you guys doing anything that they wanted to use in the show?
Oh, yes. We would comment a lot that we thought our writers had spies, because there were several like jokes or lines that we would read like in later scripts and be like, we said that at like the crafty table. Who was there? You know, but I think that's great because it's such a collaborative space. Like our writers, our producers are so great. Netflix is so great. They, you know, like, I mean, just a great example in episode 5, when we go to the wrestling match, I was handed a beer. And I was like, I don't think Carmen would drink. And our props department were just like, oh, we were told to give you one. And I walked over to our director and walked over to our writer. And I was like, I don't think Carmen would drink. We had like a 15-minute conversation about it, why we didn't think that. And like came to a conclusion where it was like, all right, we don't want Carmen to drink. And just like little things like that where they care about what we think our characters would do and how our characters would really act if they were these real people, I think helped make them seem like they were real people and relatable people.
Well, that moment, I hope I'm not giving too much away, but that
Just
moment,
watch the show, guys.
Watch the
Yeah,
show.
you do need to
But
watch the show.
But there's that moment where Carmen, like, literally has never been alone with another woman
Yes.
changing before because
Yes.
her mother's not around and she has a family of guys.
Yes.
And that, like, said so much
Mm-hmm.
about your point of view. I mean, was that something you knew going into the entire season? Like, did you guys get all of the scripts before?
We didn't get all of them, but we had a meeting at the beginning of the season with our creators, Liz and Carly, and then our director of the pilot, Jesse. And we kind of sat there and just discussed what we thought should happen with our characters as the season goes on. And that was definitely something for Carmen where, like you said, and I'm glad you picked up on that, because the lotion scene seems to confuse a lot of people. Like, or a lot of people are reading so many other things into it that I'm like, I didn't even think about
listen,
that.
I can only imagine that lesbians across the globe are celebrating this show
Hell yeah.
with every ounce of their being.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is hot, it is real, there's something for everybody.
Yes.
And I'm sure that lotion scene made a lot of girls happy.
Yes, I mean,
and boys too, but a lot of women for sure.
See, like I thought the way I came into that scene specifically was what you were saying, where it was like, this is the first time she's been around women. She doesn't really know how to be feminine and how to essentially act like a woman. But then I also segued into it. She's never really taken care of her body in a way that a woman's body needs to be taken care of. You know, I mean, men lotion, but men don't lotion.
Right.
Like, you know, like they don't take that care the same way that women do.
Right.
And I think that that's what I really took from the scene, is that Rhonda was teaching her how to take care of herself and how to really see, like, yes, I am a woman. I need to do things differently than my father, differently than my brother. So that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people saw it that way, but hey.
I did, girl. I was with you.
Hey,
I was right there.
I'll take the romance.
I
We
felt what you
celebrate
were
all
giving.
kinds.
I felt what you were giving, though.
Yeah.
I felt what you were giving, and it really was. You did such a beautiful job. I mean,
Thank you.
it's so
Such a
nice
good show.
to
Great
watch
show.
a big long arc like that. So
yeah.
we want to take a little break,
Little baby
only so
break.
we can breathe and like maybe have some water,
'Kay.
and come back with Britney Young and Plus This. Stay tuned.
Promotional consideration brought to you by Melissa Massey. Custom clothing isn't exclusively for the rich and famous. Melissa Massey is custom-made clothing for everyday wear. A unique combination of custom tailoring and deluxe fabrics that is well made and fit for every size and frame. Made in LA, sold in LA, and online at melissamassey.com.
All right, we're back,
We are back with Britney Young.
and we need to talk about.
Wait, no. First of all, I'm just gonna say
Say it.
I need to know everything about your premiere dress for Glow. First of all, I saw the picture and was like, I need to know everything about it. I need to know, is it a belt? Is it a train? Is it attachable? Is it detachable? I need to know where you got it. I need to know how it felt. Was the material amazing? Tell me everything about it. I'm obsessed.
What dress are you talking about?
Show it, Jarvis. Put it up. Show it, Jarvis.
again.
Show the people.
This dress.
This dress.
Fierce, amazing.
I like
work
love
of art.
everything about it.
And I
Pretty so
love,
much.
there's a closer picture of you that you sent to us of you getting out of the limo and like
That my dad took.
managing it, which is
Yes.
so cute. But you get to actually see the detail of the fabric,
And it's-
holy moly. Tell us. We
Tell
wanna
us,
know.
tell
the
us
people.
all
the
the
people
things.
want to know.
So, where do I begin with this?
Yes, it's so
Everywhere.
gorgeous.
So, my stylist, I've been working with a stylist, Beth Morgan, who's actually the costume designer on Glow.
Awesome.
And she's
amazing.
fabulous. She's fantastic. Love her style. We get along perfect. And we had been searching for a dress for the premiere. And, hello. We've been searching for a dress for the premiere for weeks. And I think I broke down probably 2 or 3 times. There is no fancy stores for plus size women in LA.
Oh, girl.
Let me
We
just
know.
throw that out there.
We know.
It was
Know it.
It's a struggle.
crazy. It
It's
was
the struggle is
hard.
real.
Like, I mean, there's definitely casual clothes and there's, maybe
Upper
business.
ends,
There's
yeah.
cocktail dresses, but there was nothing red carpet
Right,
ready.
like a gown.
In my size, yes. And I'd never dealt with that before. I mean, going through prom, I feel like I kind of dealt with it, but now where it was kind of like I actually cared about it, it was really kind of a painful experience for me. And poor Beth was like, we're going to find something. It's going to be great. And she was so optimistic. And I was like, this is the story of my life. It's fine. So I started looking through a bunch of plus size girls, Tess Holliday, Ashley Graham,
Yeah.
Danielle Brooks from Orange is the New Black.
Instagram
Yes,
saving
and
the
looking,
day.
yes,
once
and looking
again.
through their
letting-
Instagrams, which actually because of that is why I try to tag everything now, because I don't want girls out there being like, what are you wearing? Where can I find this? Yet they don't share it.
Right.
So I came across Danielle's page, and she had talked about this store called Giovanni. And I told Beth about it, and I was like, I'm just going to see what they have. Looked on their website. They have amazing dresses. Dresses, I think, that go all the way up. I think they go from 00 to 30. So I was like, all right.
Amazing.
Yeah, they have to have something for me. And so found out they have a store in LA. It's over on Robertson
We're
in
going.
Beverly Hills.
We're going.
Everyone there is fantastic. They're amazing. Showed up, basically was like, do you have any size 20 dresses? And they're like, well, here's what we have in store. Was nothing that spoke to me. And she said, let's see what we have at our warehouse, and I'll just send you these styles. Me and my friend started walking out, and I just turned and look, and that dress was hanging there. And I was just like, what is this? Where did it come from?
Oh my God, I
And
love it so much.
It looked to me like it was my size. Like, this is how blindsided I was by this dress. Walk up to it, be like, I can just take this now. It was a size 2. Like, that's how much I fell in love with it. Yeah, I was like, wait, this is
I
mine.
will squeeze my
You
damn
were
leg
like,
in
clearly
it.
this is my dress, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So she told me she'd check and see if they had the size. They didn't have a 20, but they had an 18. And I was like, what do I do? Beth was like, let's get it. We will make it work. Go a couple weeks later, and they have the dress, and I actually fit into it, which I was like freaking out. I was like, again, this is meant to be my dress. Just had it to make a couple of alterations, which like,
Sure.
Every dress.
yeah, every dress now. I think
And
when
if you're
there's-
going to be on the red carpet, you might as well get it.
Yeah.
To look freaking great.
Yeah, I think that I was scared of alterations at first because, like, having to have such a horrible experience of not finding anything and then adding on having to alter it was not my style, but I wanted this dress.
Yeah.
So our lovely seamstress Jessica from the show took the dress and was like, I'm going to change the sleeves. I'm going to make it shorter. Like, this is not, oh, it's not even out there. This is not what the dress originally looks like.
Can we show it again, Jarvis? There we go.
Originally,
So
it had
longer?
Yes. So the middle A line in the middle was long down to the floor. The sleeves were actually long sleeves down to the wrists.
Wow.
And then you can't see it in this picture. I don't think I should have sent you a picture. The back was originally open. I cannot wear open back. I gotta keep these boobies in.
Right.
Like I need to wear a bra.
Sister, we hear you.
Yeah, I need to wear a bra and at 2 pairs of Spanx in here.
Right.
So I needed a back for this dress.
Spanx,
So she
yes.
added a back with gorgeous button detailing. And this is what it came up, and I felt like a
stunning.
princess. And when I got my hair and makeup done, my whole family came in for the premiere.
I mean, your mom and dad.
And the-
Oh my God,
cute.
they're
Yeah.
so
cute.
cute.
So
My
cute.
dad looked better than all of us in his fedora and
You
blue
guys
jacket.
were like, it was like small, medium, large.
Yes.
Like,
I'm
you
so
were like
bummed
a
that we don't
little,
have
like-
it.
Yes,
We
our
didn't-
family
we'll
is
post it.
literally-
We'll post it. We'll post it.
We're,
So cute.
we're a diagonal, but my mom looked at me and started tearing up. It was just like, you look like Belle. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite cartoon. So
That's
she's like, you look like
cute.
Belle. And I was like, okay, Debbie, stop. But the dress was fabulous. I mean, to walk onto the carpet and have 14 other women and Mark Maron be like, you look gorgeous, was such a new feeling for me, especially because 5 months of last year, they only saw me in under eye cream and chapstick and shorts, you know?
Yeah.
So to come out looking like this was quite the moment. And Ellen Wong, who plays Jenny / Fortune Cookie, was like, I love that you picked butterflies. And I was like, oh, why? She's like, it's like Carmen. She's coming out of her cocoon. She's a butterfly. And I was like, oh my God.
You're like my man.
Yes. Like, did not connect that until she said it. And I was like, I think the universe was like, girl, this is your dress.
Yes.
Make it fabulous. Well, that's such an inspirational story, and that people shouldn't give up.
No.
Like there can be a solution, and we do have allies out there that are working on it. We have a good friend who was just on the show, Jen Wilder, who's she wants to start a high-end line for people like you who are on shows, series regular, have a lot of red carpets, and don't want to do like something that is like cocktaily or just okay, like not
Or like work attire.
work attire. Like
She wants to do some high-end.
high-end stuff.
Fabulous.
It's called Covet. So look out for that one too. Speaking of someone fancy who had a point of view on something, it's a bad transition.
It's like
Love
a
it.
really,
More
really
details.
terrible,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
really
do it.
terrible segue.
Sorry guys, I'm pulling at straws. I'm
Follow
pulling
up
at
there?
things.
Yeah,
I'm pulling
yeah.
at- So, a lot of bloggers and Instagrammers are talking about fat positivity, the end of dieting, like trying to change the way we think about stuff, being more body positive and just loving yourself as you are. But the New York Times contributed something in their magazine this week, and it was a long article.
Yeah,
and
it was.
It was really long. I was like,
long.
I like a few times had to
Sorry,
like
guys.
scroll back up and be like, how
Yep.
long is it? Oh my God, I still have 16 paragraphs to
I
read.
did that.
I think that on the app they tell you like it's this minutes long to read. I think it gives
Oh,
you
it did not do that on the
Yeah.
on the computer. It was just like
Yeah. I
this.
don't have that app.
Here is the It was really really
I love
long.
it. But I really was happy that someone like that a paper so zhuzhy, frankly, was really like diving in a deep dive, and the writer was. What was interesting to me is that usually New York Times is like, I'm a journalist, facts, blah, blah, blah. And for the first half of the article, I don't know how you guys felt, but I felt like, oh, I'm getting a lot of facts here. And, oh, the history of Weight Watchers is interesting. And this is all very interesting. Oh, this is, wow, okay. And then all of a sudden, that writer had to go into a Weight Watchers meeting herself. And I went, oh, she's plus size.
Yep.
I didn't even think of it. But then, of course, I'm like, Kathy, of course, chances are she's plus size. We're the majority. 2 out of 3 people in this country who are women are plus size.
Well, and then I don't know if you noticed on her Twitter, somebody had like Google image searched her and was like, oh, she's not even actually that fat to actually have written this article. I'm like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, and by the way, there are
What?
plenty of different sizes in Weight Watchers because
Yes.
every woman in America, practically 91% of us think that we are.
There's something wrong with our bodies. Yeah.
So like we're all trying to lose weight anyway. So I just felt, and then all of a sudden it was like real vulnerable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very personal.
Really
Yeah.
personal, and I was so grateful for that. But also it goes to show, like, even people who are like nailing it in their lives at the epitome. I mean, she's at that's like the highest thing you can do as a writer, right? Like, you're in the New York Times.
Yeah, you're like at the top of
You're
your
top
top
of your
echelon.
game.
Yeah.
And even then, there is this thing that comes in, and it's like, but I still don't like the way I look.
Yeah.
It's really something else. There was a quote that I want to say.
Say it.
That she said, I mean, this really hit home. New York Times, I'm so sorry. Weight isn't neutral. A woman's body isn't neutral. A woman's body is everyone's business but her own. Even in our attempts to free one another, we were still trying to tell one another what to want and what to do. It is terrible to tell people to try to be thinner. It is also terrible to tell them that wanting to lose weight is hopeless and wrong. It is like a we're just in a conundrum, and like, how the heck do we get out of it? How do we get out of it? I mean, listen, you doing what you're doing on the show is literally it already is helping.
Oh yeah.
And I'm wondering,
Just like seeing like a bigger body being able to be physical.
Yes.
yes,
It changes people's perspective of like what a bigger
Health
body can
is,
do, or what
yeah.
health is, or what sexy is.
Yes.
All of those things.
for
like,
sure. Have you had people reach out to you about it?
I have had a lot of people reach out, and I think that it's something great. There's actually a hashtag going around right now. That's I should have looked it up. I think it's called "The First Time I Saw Me." Don't quote me on that.
Something like that.
Where
Yeah.
basically it's like, when was the first time in media you saw yourself represented?
yeah.
And I thought about it, and I was just like, I don't know that I ever really have, except for when it was actually me on there.
Isn't that crazy?
You know, and I think that it's because we've had so many plus size women be put in these roles that are the butt of the joke, or they're evil, or they're bitches, or they're mean girls, or they're always the best friend. They're
or
never
they're
the
always
hero.
eating.
Yes,
Yes.
or they have to lose weight in order to
Right.
find love.
Or they're just so desperate to find a
Yes.
man.
And
If
they're really
only.
sad.
Oh.
Yes.
Or they're letting the drunk guy sleep
Yes.
with them and take them home because that's the
Exactly.
only way you would ever have anyone love you.
And I think that it's just really interesting that for me in this business, never seeing anything until myself is just weird. But like, I also think, kind of going back to her comment, when I was reading it, what really struck me is that I think it was when they were talking about how a lot of people don't want to do diets anymore because they want to be healthy. And I totally support that. I mean, be healthy, do you. But I think at the same time, thinking that people who are fat or who are overweight, whatever you want to call it, aren't healthy is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Because
it's
again,
still coding.
Yeah.
It's just coding something different. It's just slapping different labels on the same product.
Or thinking that girls, like, I think to myself, Ashley Graham, she's fantastic. She's fabulous. She's representing us well. But the fact that she's lost a little bit of weight, kind of just like the Rihanna thing, all of a sudden she is now against.
Oh, like
plus size
she's like,
and
like
That's
people
not
get
at
really
all.
upset
We
about
don't
it.
live in a vacuum.
That makes no
Shit
sense
goes
to me.
down.
Yeah,
Shit
things
goes down.
happen.
Yeah, fun fact, if you eat well and you work out, you're gonna lose some weight.
Right.
You might not lose as much as Joe Schmo over here, but you're gonna lose some weight.
And by the way,
Or you might be sick for a week and lose some weight.
Exactly. And be totally stressed out.
Yeah.
Totally stressed
Yeah.
out and
It
not
doesn't
eating
mean
at
you're
all.
against
And that doesn't,
anything.
when you're totally stressed out, does not mean that you're any more
Yes.
healthy than somebody who's
Yeah.
not.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta,
mean,
we
like,
gotta
come
start
on.
doing major
crazy.
correction.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you coming on
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
And
Wait, we have a present for you.
Okay, because
I mean, cool.
we couldn't be together and not add you to the club.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our awesome sponsor Melissa Massey gave
Thanks,
us
Melissa.
something for you.
I was about to say, is this weird where I'd be like, can I open it?
No, green tissue. Get in.
Yeah, get in the green
Oh, I
tissue.
won't put it- I won't put it
Yes.
up against the microphone because that's making so much noise.
And we hope
But
that
in the
you
meantime,
really
tell
like
us how
it.
people can find you. Where can they find you online? Look at you. Yes, feminine.
Yes, girl.
Isn't that silky, soft
Isn't that the best
gorgeousness?
material ever? It's the best.
this?
It's just like, it's like creamy.
This
I
is
love it
amazing.
so
I'm gonna-
much.
I love
Yes.
it. I love it.
Where can people find me?
Yes.
Oh, besides my couch watching TV. You can find me on Instagram at Britney Young, Britney spelled like Spears, double Y's, and then on Twitter at It's Britney Young.
Perfect. And she's
Perfect.
hilarious on Twitter, y'all. I
Yes.
totally stalked you. Did you all of a sudden see Plus the show like love all of your tweets? Because I was dying. I really would kind of want to have you over and watch something. I mean, we could watch Glow too, but we could watch something else together and live tweet it because
I
she
will be down
really
for
is
that.
so funny.
I talk a lot about cramps and TV.
Perfect.
Cramps and TV.
Awesome.
We have to
you're
have you
interested.
back. Will you come
Please,
back?
I will come back.
Please come
Oh my
back.
I will
God!
come back
Please
anytime.
do.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, and she's part of the karaoke club too. We
Oh
already
yeah,
talked about
heck
that.
yes.
she's gonna be
We're-
in our
There's going to be more.
karaoke.
There's going to be more Britney Young in our lives. So,
Yes.
guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, go watch Glow on Netflix. Thank you, Britney, for being
Yes.
here.
Thank you.
And we'll see you.
Watch all the things on Netflix, guys.
They're really good. And next week, same time, same place.
We'll see you.
Thursday, 6.
Love you guys.
Love you. Thanks for watching. Plus this. Plus this.